Alright, so to continue our series on the mini products developed by MapHub.co, I wanted to share with you a new one that we built and that answers a very specific problem that we have at MapHub. And I'm going to show you the problem first to explain to you why the solution matters. So, as you can remember, in the previous one we created a PostGIS database in one click and we uploaded some data on it. And the data is this one, which is some public data that I have from one of our clients. And as you can see, this data has a lot of information, so a lot of properties. I can see NDVI, NDMI, so remote sensing properties, but it also has data on the field, so the area that every field has, perimeter, the form factor, so kind of the shape of the field, basically a lot of data for every field. But I don't know about you, but for us, it's always quite annoying to know the distribution of this data, to know what actually is in the file. And here, it's just 35 rows, but sometimes I have files where they give me thousands, or I guess even sometimes it can happen millions of features in the file. And so, instead of going to QGIS, uploading the file, here, opening the attribute table, maybe you are even going to do some graphs, because QGIS of course lets you do that, but that takes some time, we decided to create this tool, which is called Scan My GIS File. Right now it only works with GeoJSON, but we are very quickly going to release all the other file formats. And how does it work? Again, very simple. You take your file, so here my fields.geojson, you drop it here, and it will immediately analyze your file and kind of give you statistics, an easy way to understand what's in your file without having to open up QGIS and do custom plots. Also, everything happens locally, so your data is not even sent to the cloud or to us, it's just happening in your browser. And you can see here what it's telling me. Yes, my file has 22 properties, I am aware, 19 of them are numerical, I didn't know that, but that's good. The total areas of my polygons that are there, okay, 30 features, that's interesting. And also, I can then analyze, basically do simple graphs of some of my properties, where I can select the x-axis and I can select the y, so for example here area, but we can take something else, and we can see how the average length, for example here, of hedges in my field is correlated to their connectivity, so how connected they are to other biodiversity things, let's say biodiversity indicators in the field. It doesn't matter what my data has, what matters is that here it's very easy for me to analyze those correlations in one click. Of course, while we were there, we also said, okay, let's also calculate some ourselves, let's say on the fly, the one that has the strongest correlation. And of course, correlation. And you can see here what it looks like for my file. And one of the things that I also really like, sounds simple, but it was not as easy to do in one click, or at least we are not doing it that quickly, is that you can also see your feature table. So here I can see all my features and I can look at, oh, okay, how does the NDVI, what is my lowest NDVI? Okay, 0.45, what is my highest? Okay, interesting. I can do the same for hedge length, so for example, or let's say for area. So I know that my biggest field look like that and my smallest look like that, or actually the other way around. So it's really that simple, just a tool where you can drop your GeoJSON file and get some data on it instantly. So we hope you like it, and don't hesitate to come back to us if you want to have more of those mini tools.